Hello crafters! Today we're focusing on Psalm 121, which has some beautiful and comforting words about how God is our helper, how he never slumbers or sleeps. He is always there, ready to protect us and guide us and lift us up, no matter what. So we're going to make a couple of crafts that celebrate and remind our students of those wonderful passages. The first one we're going to do today is a door hanger. So this kind of goes along with the theme of God not sleeping. God does not ever take a break. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need rest. He watches over us so that we can have rest. So we're going to make a little door hanger. The idea here is to put it on your door and say, well, I'm at rest in my room, but God is watching over me and protecting me. So you can start with any kind of paper. And I'm actually today going to use a fun little hodgepodge of paper here. So I'm going to actually stack a few pieces on top of each other just to make it more interesting. You can do it however you like. You can use one main piece of paper. Oh, pardon the eyeballs. That is for just a minute from now when we finish putting our hanger together. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to kind of stack up a few papers. You can use one large piece of paper. You do it however you like. I'm just kind of making things fun and interesting here. Guess I have kind of a Pentecostal theme here with this red and orange, but we're not quite there in the church here just yet. That's okay. So, glue, glue, glue. I may need to even out my length a bit, which is fine. This is a very long door hanger here. That's okay too. So, again, the idea here that we can be comforted to know in the daytime, in the nighttime, all the time, God is with us and he is our helper. So before I get to decorating, I'm going to cut my hole to go over the doorknob, and I'm going to put it right here at the top. You may want to draw yourself a circle first to make sure it's somewhat even, or maybe you just don't care if it's even. That's okay too. So here I've got in the center here. There we go. Even drawing it, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to cut out my hole for the door. You could also string it up with some ribbon. I'm going to maybe attach ribbon just for an extra layer of decoration. You can do it however you prefer. I'm going to cut out my circle here. And there we go. Successfully cut out a circle. Not successfully evened up line of straightness here, that's for sure. There we go, that's a little better. All right, so now I'm going to add some decorative elements. So, sorry, I can't decide which side I want to use. Doesn't matter that much. But I'm going to glue on my eyeballs, because again, the idea is that God is watching over. So I'm going to, you can do a couple of eyeballs, you can do a hodgepodge like this, you can draw them on, you can glue them on, whatever you want to do. I have a couple different sizes here. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to add some captions here. I'm going to say, God is watching over me. And then down here, I might get personal a little bit. I might say something like, Kristen is sleeping, because remember it's a door hanger if you want to put this on your bedroom door. But God is not. He, quote my verse, never slumbers or sleeps. God will always help and guide. Now that's a lot of verses. You do not have to use all of those verses. Those are just examples for you. You can pick whichever verses you prefer. I'm going to throw on some stickers because everyone loves a good sticker. And I'm going to add a couple more captions here at the bottom. Here we go. Kind of a hodgepodge of stickers here. And then over here, maybe I'll have one more caption or verse. Or maybe another sticker. Why not? Random sleeping panda bear with a giant kiwi. But hey, it's that sleep principle here. All right. So I'll say rest in him. All right, so there is my wonderful door hanger. You can adjust your captions if you'd like to hang it on a bathroom door or a door to the outside or a door to the garage or the basement or what have you, but something you could potentially put on your bedroom door to remember that we can rest and sleep because God never rests. Next up, we're going to make a little prayer journal. We're talking about how we can look to God for help, for hope, for guidance, for all things. So for this, we're going to need some lined paper. Now, if you already have a little pre-made journal, that's fine too. You can just decorate it. But we're going to kind of put together our own type of journal. And we are going to sort of make a little short journal. Now I've got a piece of paper. You can use any kind, cardstock, maybe cardboard. I don't know, that could get a little tricky. Or regular construction paper. I'm going to fold it in half. Well, I've already done that part actually. Spoiler alert. I'm going to fold this paper in half. And then I'm going to take my lined paper. Since this is smaller, I'm going to cut it in half as well. You could also do this with two longer pieces of construction paper and make a nice big journal this way. But this is sort of like pocket notes that we're looking at here. So I'm going to make sure I get my spacing right here. And I'm going to cut some pieces of lined paper. And now I'm going to place those inside of my journal. And you could also cut it this way if you wanted it to face like a booklet, or you could have it face like this. Either way, that's entirely up to your preference. But here I've got my journal now. There are a couple of options. So you could simply staple this. So you staple it, la la la, here's my paper in here. If you want to get fancy, you could also tie on a ribbon, put a couple of hole punches in here, handy dandy ribbon or string or whatever you want to do. And I'm going to poke that through each side here and here. Okay. And that just makes it look a little more decorative. And now we're going to write and decorate on the top, on the front of this. And we'll borrow a verse from our psalm. I lift, well, sort of paraphrase it a little bit. My eyes to God. He always helps me. And now I might write, before I head into decoration land here, something like, I might put my name on it. And this doesn't have to be a prayer journal. It could be just a regular journal. It could be a thought journal. It could be a note-taking, whatever. It could be a list of favorite Bible verses. There's a lot of things that you could do with this. Now, since I've got this mountain theme in our verse, I'm going to draw some mountains. This is the fun part. You can decorate it however you like, with whatever you like. So here's my mountains. And maybe I'll draw some eyes looking up. And you can draw, or you can use other pieces of paper. I'm going to make a little cross. There we go. Glue on the cross with some other paper strips here. And I'm going to throw on some stickers, because that's what we do. How can we have the craft without stickers? If you would like to, you're of course always more than welcome to use glitter if you're feeling adventurous like that. And then it's also fun if maybe you have like some special pens or pencils or something you could pass out to go with this, or crayons or markers. Everyone can get their own little take-home pack. And then you have a little journal that you can take with you, write or draw or color depending on the age group that you're working with, right? So, prayer journal, hopeful reminder, hanging door hanger thing, and hopefully that gives you a couple of ideas to share this wonderful psalm and the words of hope that it carries. Feel free, as always, to adapt, use to however best fits and benefits your group, and come join us again, because we have new crafts and new messages every week to bless you in your ministry, wherever and with whomever that might be. Now, go make some crafts, go make some disciples. See you next time.